Why do high performers struggle to remove alcohol? There are so
Mm,
many reasons, but I love
mm,
this subject. Now, a high performer for me is someone that is aware of their current reality, knowing that they're not overly fulfilled with it and they want to change it. It doesn't mean cold water plunges
mm.
and, you know, masturbating over Alex Hormozy videos or the things that get rammed down our throat and you have to meditate in a cave for 5 hours. I associate high performance as someone that wants to get better and improve in their life.
Yeah,
So,
it's someone who just who's invested in their self-development.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not always, like you said, it's not always about performing at these higher levels and getting as much done and optimizing and no, it's about being better and smarter and making smarter decisions. Yeah,
Mm. So
that's
I
what I
know
think.
some high performers that bury themselves in self development and don't actually get anything achieved in their business or in their life.
Yeah, they just consume, don't they? And don't take action. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
high performer because I'm consuming Atomic Habits for the fourth time. Yeah.
Or I'm doing another cold plunge. You go, great, but what's the purpose? So I think a lot of people have achieved a great deal of, let's say, finances is a level of success for now. They've achieved a great deal of success in the financial world or in their business. And let's have it right. Most of the people we coach are over 40. It's so deeply ingrained in our society that you've probably been raised with alcohol from a very early age.
Mm.
And you've now formed a belief that I can still be successful while drinking because I'm the executive of the board or because I've set up my business X months ago and it's already generating six figures, whatever. So to form any belief, you need evidence. And if you've got evidence that you can still drink while achieving the financial success, at least, why would you stop? But also, it's very stressful running a business. It's very stressful being a high performer in an organization. And that comes with a lot of pressure, which leads to not being able to switch off on an evening. We hear this all the time. I can't switch off. How can I switch off? I'm like, well, you're not a machine, so there's no button. But the reason why is because the pressure's so high, you want to try disengage your brain, even if it's fleeting and only for a few hours. So therefore, you reach for the bottle.
Yes, and it's your default programming. So your identity is attached to the bottle, and it's all that you know at this point. Call it whatever, attachment, programming, operating system. That is your operating system. So default, I'm stressed. I want to escape the business. I want to go out, air quote, and have fun. Go to the drink. That's it. That's it. And it's just over and over and over again. Habitual. Learned from a
Mm,
young age. Seeing it with peers, which I know we've spoken about before, and that's all you know. So I think the why people would struggle is because it's the unknown. So it's got nothing to do with the alcohol. Let's just look at standard human behavior. Look at like the six human needs. People have fear because there's no certainty. The certainty's gone. Oh, so if I remove this alcohol, then how am I going to take clients out? How am I going to speak to my colleagues? How are me and my partner going to go out and have fun, have a meal? Because we always drink when we go out. That's a common one. Like a lot of people's relationships are built on a lot of social activity, which involves alcohol. And that's all they do as couples. Shit, how am I going to be? How am I going to act? So it's yeah, with anything, when the certainty is not there, fear comes in because it's the uncertainty. It's yeah. And I think a lot of people who drink, their identity is wrapped up in the alcohol. Yeah, and it's in their language, it's in how they talk, it's in their friends' language, their colleagues' language, the team. They hear it on the radio. Let's get a beer tonight. It's just wrapped up
mm,
in all of that. And that's why people fear. Because when they do take a break from alcohol, the identity which is wrapped to the booze, that just disappears. It goes slowly, but eventually it just disappears. So you're no longer associated with the booze, and you start to look at the bottles in a slightly different lens. Well, not a slightly different, a very different lens. You start to look at it and just see what. But that's why people fear. That's what I think. It's the uncertainty of what will life be without the alcohol, and they can't quite see it yet. And the irony is, you can't see it because you're clouding yourself with the alcohol.
Mm.
It's a cycle.
Yeah, and if you've never taken a break, you won't ever really know the benefits. So you will look at people like us and think we're full of shit because you've got no evidence. So that's why we often say take a 30-day break, but don't just take a 30-day break thinking, like when people do dry January and all they're thinking about is the 1st of February about how they're going to go out and get absolutely wankered. And it's like, well, that doesn't help anything. And also, if you're not pairing it with other healthy habits and you're not exploring your curiosity, people say that, oh, I'm sober curious. What does it mean to really be curious? Well, if you've had a thought about, I could quite enjoy paddle tennis actually, but what will some of my friends think? Fear again. Oh, I'd really like to sign up for a High Rocks event, but I don't know if I'm fit enough. Fear again. So you keep getting lost in thought, but if you explore the curiosity and give it a go, and you pair healthy habits with the sobriety, over 30 days, 60 days, you can transform your life. And what I found really fascinating was, so just this morning, I've received 2 messages from clients, one of which is celebrating 2 weeks of sobriety, one of which is from someone else celebrating 2 years of sobriety.
Love it. Yeah.
What's so good about this is that person at year 2 didn't think they'd feel this good when they were at week 2. And seeing the person that's done 2 weeks is so amazing because he doesn't understand where he's going to be in 2 years. So I just found that really interesting that the person that's in 2 weeks right now has said, oh my God, I feel amazing. I said, how was yesterday? He said, oh, so good. For the first time on a Sunday, I was up before my partner and I'd already done, the house clean, taken the bins out. I've taken the dog for a walk. I've got the kids' breakfast prepped because, coming up to like half term and stuff, but so it's no school stuff, but got breakfast prepped for the next few days. I'm going to take them to football and to dance classes. Then we're going to go for a long walk this afternoon and we're going to have a nice roast as well and watch films together. Only 2 weeks ago, his Sunday was spent hanging out of his ass and he didn't get out of bed till 11:45. And he just got nothing done. And he felt like absolute shit. Oh, did he drop out then?
Just dropped a little bit there. Yeah, not too sure, but just say that
I'll
bit
start that
again.
little bit. Yeah, the last little bit
In
again.
comparison to 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, he woke up at 11:45, absolutely hanging out of his ass to a huge argument with his partner. You've done it again. Why can't you just control yourself? What's wrong with you? Right? Because he kept saying, honestly, that's it. I promise I'm not going to drink again. And then he did. And then he wasted the whole family Sunday. And that's when he said, enough is enough. And he started working with us on the Monday.
And this is just a few weeks in. Like, I even thought about this last week when I went on my hike. I was up 6 a.m. out the door, went hiking, out the door for 6:30 on a Sunday morning. It was a 45-minute drive away. Went to my hike in the snow, trenching through the snow. And my car was the first car there. It usually is in the car park on a Sunday. This goes back years ago as well when I used to get really early for my trail runs. In the car parks, it could be in like the middle of nowhere, whether Lake District or Yorkshire Dales or somewhere. And my car's the only one there. Go set off on my trek, on my run. Last week it was a trek, it was a hike. And I was thinking about this, like the amount, what you just said there with that client, the amount you can get done. Because years ago, I would have been hungover, exactly what that client you just mentioned, that would have been me. And then drag yourself out of bed at like 11 o'clock and just shits all over the place. And, you know, and doing that now with 2 children, I think, oh, no thanks. But it's like me as a family man, I was up, like him, up before they even woke up, out the door, got on the hike, had an awesome hike. I was home for 2 o'clock and then still managed to spend time with them, sort out the house because it's on a Sunday, get the house all sorted, still have family time. And it's the amount of stuff you can get done. That's that's high performance. Yes, but it's a form of improving yourself because you can get so much done. And I even sent a message to our clients, didn't I? About Sunday's a day of getting shit done. And you can get so much done when you're alcohol free. It lengthens your weekend. It's so good. But you'll only realize this when you go alcohol free. You wouldn't know what to do with your time. You get so much time back. You'd be like, shit, what should I do? Well, that's when you start exploring all the curiosity and get up early. And obviously when I forgot to mention, but when I got back from my hike, guess what? Walking back to the car, I was like, where's my car? Because the car park's now packed. People are queuing up trying to get in. And I'm like, this is one of the benefits of being alcohol free. And it's not about comparing with anyone else, but you beat the system. I referred to the system as like what Tom, Dick, and Harry do. Yes, there is a comparison to other people here. I'm not going to lie. But that scenario, like, I'm not the one now queuing to get into a fucking car park at 10 o'clock in the morning to take my dog for a walk because I was here at 6 a.m. I was here at 6:30, 7 o'clock. You know, I've done it. I've done all my bit. Now you're queuing to get in. It's like, no thanks. I've beaten
I feel the same. I feel the same when I go play tennis with my mate because he wakes up at 4 a.m. every day without fail. But I don't get up that early. But when, because David Lloyd doesn't even open that early, but when we do go play tennis at 7 a.m. on a Sunday, there's maybe 7 or 8 other cars and the car park's huge. Fit hundreds of cars in it. And you think, I've got a bit of an edge here. And that is sobriety is the number one performance hack. If you're looking for one. You look at all these biohackers and people watch and read like Gary Brecker and, all these other different gurus. But if you can just embrace sobriety for 30 days while pairing with other healthy habits, your life is going to completely transform. So let us know your thoughts on this in the comments. We don't just want an echo chamber here. We're happy to be challenged, but you're wrong. I'm joking. But we're always open to new perspectives on things, but we've got enough evidence to suggest not only for our own lives, but the hundreds of people that we've coached, that the clarity that you're searching for is in the actions that you're avoiding, which is to remove alcohol. So hope you've had fun listening to this, and we're going to be doing another one in the next sort of week or so. So look out for it, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.